Hiya everyone, it's Friday night. I've only been in less than an hour. Had to go to the dentist and went to the dentist, asked the mate to take me up. I said, do you a favour? He said, yeah, no problem. And my appointment was for 2:30, well, 2:25. And he went the wrong way. He has everything on the sat nav. He said, this will be a week quicker. And I got there at 3:15. Went the wrong way. Hours later. Then they had to sit around while other patients went in. All day, it's been horrible. Horrible. And I said to them, I brought me tooth up. I said, can you just put it in, cement that in? No, they said. I said, why? Anyway, they explained these things and you know how much it's going to cost me? Now, I gave the fella a few bobs a day, to bring me up. And he waited around, he waited for came out after it was about 5:30, and brought me home. And he just went, he had to go somewhere as well. And it cost me all told today, by going up there and, then paying for the consultation, 120 odd quid. That's just going. That's just like going in there. You have to pay every time. Then they gave me the bill. They said, "Here, look, this is what it's going to cost. 1,400 quid." Got it. I'll show you it. I'll show you that later. Go and get it. I'll just go like that. Yeah. How was that possible? How was that possible? I said, can I have that one there then? Because to give me a list of like each one. I said, well, I'll have that one. I said, as long as my tooth goes in. And that was 835 or something like that. So I said, I'm up that. No messing. Just get it in. Okay. And when the bill came, it was 1,400 quid. How's that? I don't know what to do, I really don't know what to do. Because it's cost me a fucking fortune already. And I'm dead tired. I'm hungry. I haven't had anything to eat. Because they said, don't eat. I said, okay. And I've been up since 7:45 this morning. And I'm really pissed off. Anyway, let's see what he's been saying. Evening, Frank and chat, says the TW. Hiya, T. Smash the likes and subscribe for Frank, please. Thank you. Thank you. Only needs another 300 for 2K, which would be great if we got, which is outlay. Which is out. Hello, Frank and Edward, says Phil. Not about me, like. Oh, yeah, Frank. I'll just go down, people, because you're all led on to one another. Chat screen very dark. Is that me? Is that me, Phil? Let me know if I'm very dark. Good evening, Reds and Chatters. I'm Frank. When he gets here, says the lovely liver bird. I'm here. Here I am. Mind clear, says the sea. Hello, liver bird. Oh, no, just goes down now. We'll see. Probably need to clean my glasses. Thank you, Liver. Who hasn't clicked on the like yet? It's what your index finger's for. Simple. Simple. Ali. Good evening, Frank. Good evening. Hi, Frank, says the Polo. Hiya, Polo. Did you get your suit sorted? Just been explaining, haven't I, say? Evening, Frank and Super Reds. Chat, says Barry Aldrich. And Edward says, sorry if you've already answered this. Did you get permission to watch the Titanic documentary? Hang on a minute. We've watched it, but it's the copyright. Jason's working on it. I'll talk a bit about it now. I'll give you some idea what it's about. Some idea what it's about, Edward. Good evening, Frank and legends in the chat says freedom of journey. I had some journey today, I'll tell you. And 700, 1200 and 1400, that's what you call inflation. It's shocking. I didn't know dentists had could put things up. It's not like going for a loaf, is it? Where it was whatever it was, whatever. I forget how much loaves are. But I always remember going in for something and I said, I'll get that. And I always remembered it was 50p. And it was £2. Now, that's what you call inflation. But that's in a shop. Because when there's, something to do with the economy, what you get, you've got to pay for fuel and everything. Everything associated with bringing goods to a supermarket. And that's how they just bang up the prices, treble the prices. And the liver bird says, when they first told you it was 700, so that cost has doubled. The Scottish part of me would be buying super glue, sticking it back and eating the soup. Do you know what, liver? Honestly, I'll tell you something now. I had an operation, right? I had an operation and saved my life, actually. And when whatever it was, they put in your mouth and they had these tubes and bang, they knocked a tooth. And it was that one. That one. No, it wasn't. It was that one. That tooth. Front one. Right, so they knocked that. And after a few months, I felt it loose. So what has happened when they banged the thing in my mouth, it loosened the root, and gradually it just fell out after about 6 months. Just gone. And I went to the dentist, same dentist as I was there today. And all told, going up, paying this term, whatever you pay, on the day, consultation fee. And so it cost me the two consultations, actually. And it was 700 plus. It was 660, but by the time you had it done, it came to 700 plus. And that was then. That was then a couple of years ago. And now today, it's doubled. Totally doubled. Oh, it's really pissed me off, I'm being honest, Pissed me off. Sitting around all day as well. 2K for the end of the season. Is that the subscribers? Yeah, be great if it could be. I'll just go down and I'll start talking about the Titanic. Good evening, Frank, and lovely chatter, says the little Donny. The little Donny. Got arthritis in my knee as well. You wouldn't believe it, would you, what I'm going through? Ali says, road to 100k subs, Franco. 100k? Oh, blimey, I don't know how long I've been doing this, and I've just got 300 less than 2k. Which is good, I think, But I was watching some pods when I got in. That's all, just watching them. And what I was watching, I'm not naming them, but it's going back to football, and so on and so on. But they're talking crap. They're talking fucking crap. And reading from fucking newspapers. I don't think they've got any idea. Oh, here's what thing he says. Here's what it. Oh, hang on. Here's what thing he says. And yet I get called negative. Because the fucking biggest problem with Liverpool Football Club is slot. Slot is the biggest problem. And, one said, we can fix things, with these new signings. How would you fucking trust them? It's like having a babysitter who's got a terrible background of abuse. Would you get that babysitter in to look after your kids? No. Just arsehole some of I thought Liverpool fans were more up to date. Honestly, I did. But they're not. They go along with narratives. They fucking read from papers. Can't believe it. And I know one of them. Fucking know him. Oh, fucking hell. Man. The polo. Dentists shouldn't be allowed to train via NHS. That's a cracking point. Never thought of that. Switch to private. They must give you 10 years to the NHS before. They must give 10 years to the NHS before. So is that before they go private? Never thought of that. That's a cracking point, that, Polo. Get in there. this young girl, young Jensis, nearly nice girl, but I don't think she's been on the fucking NHS for 10 fucking years, to be honest. Oh, little Donna's been ill. I've been ill and missed you. Oh, Donna, I hope you're well now, sweetheart. Oh, Donna. Ali. Franco, you need to replace that tooth with a golden one, like a real capo. You know those, I think the rappers, aren't they? I don't want to be a rapper with gold teeth. In fact, I've got a gold filling. I have a gold filling. And stereo, mate. Hi, Frank. I was about to speak on Moats on Wednesday, but missed the call back. Oh, go away. Go away. You missed the call back. With George. And Phil. Frank, I know it's not your thing, but an option to buy you a coffee wouldn't be a bad idea. Even if someone can only give a couple of pounds when they have it, I'll pay for stuff. No, that's lovely, Phil. Honest to God, mate, it really is. And someone said before as well, and I'm going back months ago. Can we help in any way? And I'm not like that. I may be different from other pods, but I when I've been watching pods, and then I see, I go on the live chat and they're chatting away, and there's some great comments, but they don't put them up unless you pay. And I think that's wrong, that, because people who are watching a podcast and want to, comment, I think it should be read out, and I've always thought that. It's like I did a recorded one yesterday and put it out there, and I tried to answer. Well, it is. I answered them all. I think I answered them all, and I think that's what you should do. Well, I've got time anyway, but I wouldn't ask. It does cost us money. It really does. It really does. It's like this. These are our sponsors, Gap Patent Services, and they're smashing these people. They really are. They're smashing, and they give so much. So they help with the little. We do have to pay, Jason and I. Nothing's free, unfortunately. And, Gap Patent Services, if you're an NHS worker, should have said to the dentist, hey, do you need your patent, anywhere patent? Get a special discount. Anyway, if you know anybody and they want to paint or decorate, whatever, get these in. Special discount you get. And elderly, don't let elderly start decorating themselves or getting cowboys in, because they get ripped off. I fucking know that. And get them in. They get special discounts too. But even if you're not one of those categories, just get them in for a price. At no obligation. You don't have to obligate there and then. Just say, okay, I'll let you know. And they just walk away and say, okay, hopefully see you. Ta-da. No obligation. Great firm. But no, I thank you for that, Phil. You're a good man. Thank you. And Darren Baker. Evening, Frank. Evening, Darren. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for joining us. Donna Taylor, I hope you're better now, Flower. Isn't that lovely, coming from the lovely Liver Bird? That's lovely, that. Well done, you, Liver Bird. In Romania, you still can find cheap dentists in small clinics. I think I'll be... Someone said to me, you'd be better off going to fucking Turkey, getting a full set of teeth and a couple of weeks holiday for £2,000. 600 quid more. I promise you, I'll show you the bill. Not lying. Three years ago, says the Yusuf, I had both my wisdom teeth taken out for 500, and to cut through my gums to get fucking out. They said, we're going to X-ray you. And I thought I'd be standing in front of a screen, you know, like that. I like that, whatever. You just put things in your mouth. I've got a broken neck. And they said, yeah, sit on the chair, you know, and then I went right down and I was so uncomfortable. And she was fucking ages on my teeth, taking X-rays, like, with these things, put in your mouth. Anyway, and when I got up, you know, when she put me up, I said, do you realise I've got a broken neck? And I said I was so uncomfortable there. You know, lying completely flat. I've got to have me, you know, my head resting on something at least. Oh, fucking hell. And Edward says hello, Donna. That's nice. That's nice, boys and girls. You know why you only have 1.7k, Frank? Because you're an honest and real person. Not many are looking for that nowadays. And that's why all of us are here, because of the man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, mate. That's lovely, that. That's really lovely. Thank you so much. And good evening, Frank, says Bella. This is Marcia. Oh, yeah, ma'am. Just an update on my mum. She's doing well, but still in a lot of fucking hell pain. We are all listening to the show together. Oh, jeez. And there's me moaning with arthritis. I mean, it's killing me now. I've got arthritis in my elbow as well. Found out yesterday at the doctors. I'm doomed. I've got pains in now. This is my right arm, right? I've got pains in here now. I'm just falling to bits. Everyone. I hope you get well, Bella. You know that. You know the score. And Tony Joe, hiya, Tony. Good evening, Frank. Hope you're well. From your best boys. Yeah, you and your twin. Oh, nice to see you, Tony. Really is. Really is, kiddo. Lovely. I'm going to go right down and I'm going to start on this bloody Titanic thing. And the liver says, to be honest, I'm struggling to watch us now. Every time I see slots, I want to break something. His voice makes me... Do you know what? In the dentist, I was talking to this fella, and he said exactly the same. And even the lads who brought me up, he said, I said, what do you think of this sloth fella? Because I hadn't seen him for yonks, this fella. He said, I can't stand him. I can't stand him, Frank. And there's a couple of other lads who I know I haven't seen for yonks. And I said, what do they think of him? He said they want him out. They want him out. And these are lads who, like ourselves, big supporters. But that's the way it is. I've got to get me fucking haircut as well. Jesus. This is you're getting all me woes. But you're right there, makes me, well, the score live, makes us wince. But you're taking your dog out as well, aren't you? Sly boots. The dog. And Ali to Phil. Since first days, I told Frank to open the pay sub option. That's it. That was it, yeah. But he said, no, really, not nowadays. No, I think it's every fucking pod that I go on. Not only every pod, but it's also the political stuff as well. There's a multi-millionaire, George Galloway. And Steve Mulholland said that he was, going on his show. And Steve's a good friend of mine. And he asked for money. Donate. He's a fucking multi-millionaire. And he only does what I do. I think that's wrong. And I've noticed some pods, they don't fucking work. Where are they getting the money? And they haven't retired. Paulo, which podcast were you watching? Was it Paul Metch? No, it wasn't him. I don't like to say, because I know this fella. I've even actually been on a show outside the ground. I'll just leave it at that. But he was fucking hell. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it, what he was saying. I'm reading from it. But he is good. He's a nice fella. But I can't believe... It's hard to explain. Rather than, I'm not bemoaning him. But it surprised me, put it that way. He surprised me. No, I don't watch any of that. I only watch a couple. Watch Jamie. Jamie's great. Jamie Phillips. Love him. Good evening, Frank. What's the subject tonight for? Or is it free for all? I'm going to talk a little bit about what you're going to see next week. I'm going to talk about that. Then it can be a free for all. Just can talk about anything. Talk about Arthur if you want. So I don't care. I really don't. Well, I do care because look, you're good people. You know what you're talking about. I was saying that to the fella who, my old mate who brought me up today. He said, I believe you do a podcast. I said, yeah, I do a podcast. I said, you want to see them? I said, you want to just come on at one point. This fella's good, though. He's a smashing fella, but fucking hell, don't ask him for a lift. Fucking hell, he brought me everywhere. Do you know what he said? Coming home. He said, it's been like a holiday, this, hasn't it? Yeah. Like an holiday. I hear the Yanks are still backing Mr. fucking Useless, according to the gospel polls. Oh, that's who I don't fucking take notice of, those lads. Look, whether they do or not, honestly, God, whether they do or not, it's just a matter of, how can I put this? It's just a matter of they don't want to lose the fan base. I do know that. They do not want. Wait till Monday, Sunday, then there'll be. I don't fancy us against Man U. You know, I really don't. Not the way we're playing. We've got away with 3 fucking wins on the bounce, as LFC said. You know, like I'll be getting called negative, but you know, this is just me. Does anybody really fancy us at Old Trafford against a team that's in form under an interim manager, or whether he is manager? You know, they're going to make him manager. I don't know. You know, with a fella who knows the club inside out. I honestly, it's the way we're playing, and you'll have the, you'll have the Old Trafford fans down there players' necks right through that 90 minutes. Hello, Edward, says Billy. And the boss says, by the way, I'm changing my way of living soon due to certain things, but I'm going to live and travel on the canal network. Hug away. That's brilliant, though. People do live on boats. That's brilliant. That's a total way of life, change of way of life. And Ali Tabella, my mum feels pain as well in her back. Hope our mums will get better. We need them better. Yes, we do need them better. Good shout there, Ali, for our Bella, our lovely Bella. I won't be watching the crap slop serve up next season, but will still support Frank's pods. Says the Teton. I don't think I'll be fucking doing any with this fella. But wait till June, please. That's all I can tell you. See, look, they were trying to say that they weren't in touch with with Xabi. Saying, oh, you know, they were. And where Hughes going? Now, don't forget who brought him in. And it was Hughes. That was his fucking mate. And look, I can't give any more analogies. Me being an ex-lecturer, and I never swore in class, you know, in any tutorial or anything, any lectures, never ever swore. But people who know me, Steve Mulholland will know that. And if you walk in to a tutorial, say me, to students, and I knew every fucking one of them hated me, I couldn't work with that. No one can. If you worked in a shop and all your colleagues fucking hated you, that'll make you so uncomfortable that you'd walk away. That's what this dickhead's like. I'd say, big up Cap Payton, thank you. Thank you. See? And the lovely liver bear to our lovely Bella. Buonasera, Bella. Loved her. Phil. And they fell over when I took my mum to the dentist. 86 years old mother. She told me she had to pay for the. Yeah, that's it. It's shocking. You know, it is. 80 odd year fucking old. And Dad's worked all their lives. There you have it. Yes. We all have. Remember, we were paying for our TV licenses until like it got took off. I don't know whether I'm still fucking paying for mine. I don't know. I just leave everything. I pay everything, and I've had what you call it. I just pay direct debit. I haven't a fucking clue what I'm paying for. I don't pay for this, like, you know, me and Jay and Gap, you know, got it there. Without Gap, couldn't do it really. Fucking hell. Sean Blackmore, even a Frank, even a Sean. Oh, hello, Sean. Hello, Sean, mate. I've had my whole top teeth out and need several out at the bottom. That's mad. That is mad. Why I'm laughing, not laughing at you. I'm laughing at, you know, I mentioned the dentist. It's like fucking sitting in a dentist, isn't it? Having a chat, you know, in the reception area. Oh, for fuck's sake. Drop me mat. Can't bend down. Get it. Thank you, Liver Birds. I have an autoimmune. Oh, fucking hell. Called Spurgeons. And it flares up, but I'm good. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Johnny. Oh, little Johnny. Going into a doctor's waiting room now, is hello, Edward. Frank, them dentists in Turkey are space age compared to ours. Old shop conversions. Oh, go away. Go away. Someone said to me, you know, go there. Be fucking cheaper. And the lovely Liver says, I think it was Tora Heard who said growing old is not for wimps. Most probably she's right. And she'll say, but you're still looking good, Frank, mate. Thank you. Thank you. I don't feel good. And the Liver, Frank, I gave the dog a long walk this morning. He's old now. Oh, doesn't like the rain, so he's going around in the garden later. I'm here for the long haul until you call Tam. I thought you was going to say until you call me, Frank. See, I thought I had a call off it. Someone trying to cop off with me, but no. I think I put people off, wouldn't I? Like, hello, how are you? It's terrible. And Tony says, Tony Jones, we went on the Floating Graces boat with Linda Ellis on the 22nd of April. It was a lovely day. We really enjoyed it. Thanks to Lynn Ellis and crew on board for on board for the invitation. Oh, that's nice, Tony. That's nice, mate. That's really nice. I think we're getting the best sun. I think we're getting beat sun. Oh, the beat is that best? Or beat as with can't. Oh yeah, beat. Can't see us winning the way we play. No. I need to contact Jason via you. Okay, stay. No problem. In fact, I'll have a little break at 8 and I'll give Jason a ring if he's in. Jason's the busiest man in the world, you know. He has to fly over to SpaceX and goes up, you know, around Earth and goes around the moon and comes back to set everything up for me. He's that busy. Well, he might as well do that because you can't get hold of him. But I will get hold of him, Steve, don't worry. At least Slot won't have far to travel on Sunday. Fucking right, lives over the road. That's the only plus for LFC. I think we'll get battered like we were at City. I don't like saying it because I love our club. Of course, we all do. We don't want to see our team get beat live a bit. Anytime by anybody. But, you know, all season people have been saying, you know, give a prediction. And I can't under this fella. It's changed the mindset of people, of fans. You know, because we've always said, we'll fucking beat the... I'm not saying Man United, I'm talking about anybody. We've always been confident of going into a game, but with this fella, we haven't. And I'm talking about last season as well, the back end of last season, from last March. We all love the club. We all love it. Live it. And Bella says, hope your mum's good. That's nice, that, Bella, to Dali. Freedom. Regarding dental care, I recommend chewing gum containing oxylitol, shown by evidence to reduce plaque and cavities. Oh, go away. Please don't take me. I don't like anyone chewing. Can't stand it. And our Francine was in the car taking me shopping, you know, in the doctor's yesterday. And I said, what are you chewing for? She knows that I don't like people chewing. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I think it's rude, you know, looking at it going, that's me, though. Funny sort, aren't they? Bella, to Ali, I hope your mum feels better soon. It's horrible when your mums are unwell. Yeah. We've all been there. Yes, I dedicated all my life to her. On Monday, she will go to one. What the fucking chiropod practitioner doctor? Hope will need her now. I hope your mum will be good. They are around. You're right there. Any doctor. Chiropodist is that. Chiropractician doctor. They are our angels. You're right there, mate. And that was Barry to lovely Bella. I heard about chewing gum freedom. Trouble is, I have more those than a golf course. Like that. Jim Bocop. Hey, Jim. Evening, Frank. Got to start Rio Sunday. Then we have it. It's what this fella does, though, Jim, isn't it? Really, you don't know who he's going to pick and who he's going to leave out, and young Rio does need to start. You're right there. Give us a little bit of, just get the ball out to him. He'll fucking run at people. He'll press. He'll press. Oh, Carlyle, it doesn't have it. I don't know, she must have clipped it with them needle things. But it's not half so. Oh, there. Underneath here. It's not half so. The players and the manager are letting the play. Hang on. What do you think of all these players and manager letting the players have days on and holidays, slots included, when we have one of our biggest games of the season? Disgusting, Sean. Fucking disgusting. I was just watching there when it came in, a few little highlights of games, and one was Fulham. When we went 3-2 behind, and then Enzo scored. Enzo, the Japanese player, not Henderson, Enzo. And then Trent with the winner in the last couple of minutes. Brilliant. And that was incessant attacking. Incredible. Because I watched the PSG Bayern game. That was incessant attacking by both sides. And that's what we were like. Incessant attacking. And I was talking to my mate today, driving me up there, and we were talking about games, and he brought up the Dortmund game. He said it was great. I said, did you go? I said, I was there for that game. I said, did you go? He said, no. He said, got one of those streamy things, he said. He said, me and my dad were sitting watching it. And he said, we got a corner. We got the corner. And it started buffering. I was just going around, couldn't you? And his dad got his little transistor. And he was messing around trying to get the match. And Merseyside came on. And he said all he heard was a big roar. And he said, we must have scored. So me and my dad were jumping around the living room. And we didn't know who scores, whether we did score or not, but you wouldn't have roars like that. He said, and I said, well, they're great memories, aren't they, for you and your dad? And his dad passed on since, He says, yeah. Yeah. And Tony says, I don't stand your chances on Sunday. Tony's an Evertonian, but he's a nice lad, too, honestly. Against Man United with Slot in charge, the way yous have been playing, if yous carry on losing, yous will be relegated by the end of the season. And that's a lad, he's an Evertonian, but he doesn't mean badness, by the way. He's not like bitter or anything. Even in Frankenthal, it's been a long hiatus for me. Being in Benidorm and now back on the graft. Benidorm's a moody gaff. Hope you're well. Being in Benidorm with your little hiatus, that's, I can't go to I wanted to I pay for Italy and everything. Can't even go now. And Ali, the one who make the bones goes back together like they were before Franco. Those chiropractors. Okay. I thought it was like chiropodist. The way it was spelt. The way it was spelt. The easiest city to fall in love with is Liverpool, says Sean. The nicest people you will ever meet. Yet Slot can't even live in the city. He hasn't embraced any of us, Sean. And I think it's sad. I really think it's, well, not sad, I think it's a fucking disgrace, to be honest. We employ him. Liverpool, do you know the city? There's two football clubs. One is Everton and one is Liverpool. And Liverpool is named after the city that we're born and bred in. Our main rivals is Manchester United and Manchester City. So it's a city of rivalry, not of, anything else. There's nice people in Manchester. We're both North-Western people. And we're always slagged off anyway. Dot your cap and they think that we're fucking idiots. With flat caps. Anyway, this is the way they look at us, the southern people. I'm talking about the elite here. I'm talking about ordinary people. But that's the way they look at us. And that fucking Slot hasn't embraced anything of Liverpool. He hasn't embraced us at all. When we play Manchester United, when we played City, a few weeks ago, and got battered, do you think he came home on the coach? Or do you think he said, all right, lads, I'll see you there next week sometime at the AXA? Jürgen Klopp, and I've mentioned this before, Sean, used to go out every evening on a walk around the city to get to know the city and to get to know the people and get to know the vibes. This fella. So annoying. Doesn't live in the city where I was. Neither does Hughes. Hughes lives in Bowman. We fucking employ these fellas and they're not even. I bet you Slot said to that fucking Hughes and Edwards, listen, can I commute over here from Holland? I bet you he's fucking said that because he's that fucking stupid. Or that shameless that he would have said that. It wouldn't surprise me. So why live in Manchester? And you know what his excuse is? To live near the airport. Haven't we got a fucking airport? I thought it was an international airport. Named after one of our iconic people, John Lennon. I thought, we've got an air. Why can't he fucking live around there? Fucking shocking. Fucking. Don't want to know. And the Pat says, Rio and Salah to start. Got to be that dumb sloot annoys me. That dumb sloot annoys me. mate, every day. Here's your mate. By the way, Franco, says Ali, Simon is close to become the new Prime Minister of Romania. He threw away Georgescu and made a team with his previous enemies, Democrats and Liberals, the ones who destroyed Rome. Oh, go away. Well, if he would have got in, unbeknown, to what you say to the EU, von der Leyen, who made sure that Georgescu wouldn't get in, and him, by the way, because he was going to win money. Now he's gone over, so he was just got in, getting the people to vote for him, and then turning their backs. Just like Trump. He got in on the ticket of peace. He's the most fucking warmonger of all presidents. So Simone would have been like that, in my opinion. He was just got the votes and just walked away and said, no, I'm joining this lot. Fucking hell. Live a bit. Want to say this. Spero che tu stia bene. I hope you're doing well. Cheers, says Bella to the live. Gary Richards. Tolly Hip, Frabo, dear boy. Slot has gone by June. As for Sunday, will Isak be left back or centre back? It depends. He might be in goal. You never know with him. Gary, I think it's because you're honest, Frank, says Bella, and you don't ask people for money because you're one of us. You're wonderful. I don't know what to say to that. Thank you. That's nice. Now. And Barry says, not doubting you, Frank, but I don't think Slaughter's bothered now as we complete the season. I just hope we get a new coach, whoever it is, because he's just cantering to the... That's a good shout there, actually. He doesn't give a fuck. I'll put it in layman's terms. Can't go to Italy, Frank. No. Fucked. They still got you on the no-fly list after your years of being a secret 007. International man of mystery. Hope you're getting better, boss. I wish I could, But I said, get one of them scooters, Sat. Oh, fuck. I said, but I wanted to go to Verona. I wanted to go to Venice. I wanted to go to Bologna. I wanted to... And she said, well, just sit where, where we're going at Lido. You can just sit outside. Become a little fixture outside the hotel. Janet. Hi, all. Good evening. Good evening, Janet. Bella says to Ali, call him Ali. That's what his name is. Never mind that mad name he's got up there. You're right. I'm going to start on this fucking thing now. Fucking hell. Time. I'm actually not from Liverpool, Frank, but I've supported Liverpool since 1974. Obviously, been to loads of matches over the years, etc. But I tell, as not someone from Liverpool, you're the best in my opinion. The Scousers, you mean? Thing is, you say, look, um, that's why I've always said, Sean, that we need a Scouser in our team for the Scouse mentality. Really do. I'm going to show you something. Just bear with me, and I'm going to start on this fucking thing. Let me have a swig of water. I'm going to start on the Titanic. Won't be a sec. When I say I won't be a sec, it's that I have to wobble, you see. So it'll be more than a sec. Don't tell lies, honestly. Remember I said about the consultation today? Can you see that? No, you can't see it. Where is it? Might be too. Oh, where is it? There it is. See? 60 quid. 60 quid, though, right? And that's besides, 30 I gave the lads who took me, there and back. And he got something out of he was starving himself. And he got something out of the thing. So it cost me 100 quid. Just to fucking go there to be told, oh, look at this. Is it this one? And don't forget about it, he pays a couple of hundred. You see that? No, you can't. It's blurry, isn't it? But anyway, that says 1,290 quid. So, with the consultations and everything, it's there 1,500 quid. For that. 1,500. And that's it. Well, thank you, Sean, for that wonderful testament. Hi, Bella. Steve. It was actually 3 people attacked in Golders Green. A Muslim was attacked first, but the media only mentioned the 2 Jews because it suits them. It's horrible narrative. It really is. It's horrible. And, you know, what they're forgetting as well. Is anyone mentioning about the Ghanaian kids? The Ghanaian kids? Got something here, actually. Just bear with me on this, people. Look at that. The IGF, little child, little girl, tied to a fucking chair and muzzled. Nothing about that, though, is there? You're that kid. A boy being arrested for 2 years of age. What has he done? I'll just take that down a minute. Sorry. Let me hide this. I bet you have seen this, though, haven't you? That's the dad going over saying, listen, what? But anyway, they arrested him. They arrested that little boy. Look at him. Look at this. She's carrying a little brother. Carrying a little brother for water and something to eat, hopefully. Where's your parents? They're dead. They're dead. Nothing said about that. Fucking shocking, isn't it? Look at that. Giving something to eat. Fucking shocking. These kids are all orphans. Look at them babies. That's our life, isn't it? What we're watching. Stephen says there was actually 3 people, yet they only mentioned them. Stay. Yeah, Franco, my real name is Alex, but everybody called me Ali. Diamus was an antique king of Romania. Didn't know that. All I know about Romania is that it's a beautiful country. But Bucharest, the capital, beautiful city. And the Romans gave you your name, the country's name. The Romans, hence Romania. That's the fun about your show, Frank. We go from one subject to another, says the lovely Marcella. And a man, a lovely man. I got a message off Toscana, was it today? But anyway, I read it and I sent her the message back and she got back to me. Lovely Toscana. You will get there, Frank. Italy's architecture is begging to be appraised by you. We would all watch, says Rapath. I've been to Italy for years. And as you know, Rapath, I lectured about the Romans, the Roman Empire. And certainly, not right through. It's impossible. So I did about 7 or 8 emperors and how it was then. Marcus Aurelius. Oh, mamma mia, off. And Vespasian. Vespasian was great. Marcus Aurelius was great. I like Julius Caesar as well. Caesar was a great conqueror, great general. Do you know what? I wish. Do you know what I'd love? A fucking big long table, and all of you sitting down. Big long table, and people coming in giving us cups of tea or coffee, and little sandwiches. I'd love that, but talking, just talking. I wanted. I'll tell you what I wanted. I wanted to do a Zoom thing and invite 6 people, so there'd be 7 of us each week, different people, that is. Say like the Liver Bird and Alex or Ali, whatever you want to call them. The likes of Rapath, the likes of TW. People like that. 1 week, the next week after the Anfield Roar. All the people I'm talking about, Sean Blackmore, and talk about different things, but only once a week. But I still do this. I still want, people to talk about certain topics. And, they could talk about football, or they could talk about anything. They could talk about the past. They could talk about what really happened during the Civil War. What was Cromwell like? Things like that. Was Napoleon really, as bad as some press, I'm talking about historians make out to be? What was it like at the time? What was the stories coming out at the time? It's like the First World War. The First World War, you had the likes of Rupert Brooks, one of the most patriotic poems ever written. And you had great actors on the stage, belting it out. But they also belted out one of the great ever speeches by Shakespeare. Bolingbroke, fella named Bolingbroke, or John of Gaunt. And he says, this blessed plot, this sceptred isle, this precious stone set in the silver sea, this fortress built by nature for herself against the envy of less happier lands, this blessed plot, this earth, this realm, this England, this teeming womb of royal kings. How patriotic is that? Then you had Rupert Brooke. If I should die, think only this of me, that there's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. There shall be in that rich earth a richer dust concealed, a dust whom England bore, shaped, made aware, gave once her flowers to Rome. You know, you have this type of poetry that goes with the Shakespeare thing, patriotism. See what I mean? So it's anything like. So what happened? You know, was it? But you did have the horrors of war that was banned. Banned. What passing bells for these who die as cattle? Only the monstrous anger of the guns can patter out their hasty orisons. Meaning, you know, the praying in the trenches, terrified, going over when they hear the whistle going over. They're the hasty orisons, praying, hasty orisons. The monstrous anger of the guns can patter out their hasty orisons. Meaning, as soon as they get up the top, they're fucking dead. So you see, you know, it's things like that. That's what I lectured about. Besides the patriotism. But also you have to balance it out with the horrors. That's what I love to talk about. Any era. Any era. And the liver bird, the lovely liver bird to show. I'm not from Liverpool either, but I moved here 18 years ago from Scotland. I became a Liverpool supporter when I was 8 back in the Shankly days. See our little liver bird? Scottish. But we're all Scousers at heart, aren't we, people? And Ali says, everything getting more and more expensive. Romanians have the biggest worldwide inflation. 9% prices here are bigger than in the UK. It's crazy. Salaries still 500 euros. No, of course they don't put the fucking salaries up. Poor kids, absolutely. Poor kids. The liver birds. The Israeli regime has no shame and no humanity. No humanity whatsoever. Lovely liver bird. The quiet one. Isn't that great, eh? Isn't that a great name? The quiet one. Evening, Frank. Evening, everyone. I'm not surprised with the double standards, Frank. Have you looked into the Talmud? Yes. And what they do to the... Yeah. The Talmud. Yes. Yes, the quiet one. It's just... There's no words for it. Yeah, I can't even comment without, really being angry. Really, everything angers me today, unfortunately. And you just say, what kind of... But we're allowing it. We're complicit. I'm not complicit. You're not complicit. But our government is. Starmer wants to go to fucking war with Russia. He's allowing America to use our country as a fucking aircraft carrier to go over and bomb Iran. When was the last time Iran fucking invaded us? When was the last time Russia invaded us? They forget. See, the globalists, they want to rule the world. They want a new order. But they can't have the fucking new order with the globe simply because you've got Russia, you've got China. You've got the global south now, by the way, because they're all joining BRICS. But I don't trust Trump. When he went into Venezuela, what a fucking cheek he's got him. And the Americans, by the way. I'd never forgive the Americans for what they're doing. They want to go into fucking Greenland. They want to go into Cuba. What's that telling you? And who are they wanting to do? Who are they wanting to go in there for? It's not for fucking America. It's for who? It's for people who wear little tiny hats on the back of the fucking head. That's who they are. That's who it's for. Do you see that Mealy, the Argentine president, kissing the wall? Because he's a tiny hat fella. That Mercado who won the Peace Prize, she should never have fucking got the Peace Prize. That was corruption, that. She wanted to bomb Venezuela. She was pleading with Trump to bomb Venezuela before she was awarded the Peace Prize. What does that tell you? Is that corruption? Of course it is. Of course it is. You might as well say, if you ever remember Mother Teresa saying, I want you to bomb India because there's some nasty people in India. Do you think she'd get the fucking Peace Prize? Do you think she would have said it if she wasn't a peace-loving woman? A religious woman? Mother Teresa. Oh, fucking so annoying. Politicians always destroys everything. Now is like even more than before. Yes, Ollie. Sean Blackmore. Yes, Frank, the people. Even Shanks said he was made for Liverpool. They got life in them. Humour. I wanted the team to reflect them and why I was wrong with them and did the Shanks. They're playing for you. And I drummed it into them for you. But his great speech. The Shanks. And that's what Klopp did as well. Have you noticed some fans now turning on fucking Klopp? You know, they're saying that this fella Slot won us the league. Slot didn't do it. You know, it's the first time in 30 years, second time in 30 years. Fuck off. Fucking Mo Salah won us the fucking league. Not him. He's the Ringo fucking star of football, him. The luckiest man on the planet. Said it all the time. See, gets me fucking swearing. I don't want to swear no more. Ex-altar boy swearing, it's shocking. And Bella, Frank, my mum wants to know, is Toscana okay? Yes, she is. Okay. That's lovely, that. And I will text her. She sold her house, you see. And this is a lovely little message. And she said, just to get her son comfortable, to make her son's life more comfortable. So she sold her house. She can't wait to move. And that's been very stressful on the lady. And she says, when I sold her, I had a glass of red, then I was stress-free. Isn't that lovely? But I will message you to say that. I wish I could be, I wish I was personal, that I could text you so I could pass on their details to you. But I can't, because I'm fucking useless. I want an alien cities fucking things here. Look, cities. I want one of them to land, come out, and do all that. I read something years and years ago, and there was this fella, he was dying from cancer, and he had a little cabin in the woods, and he wanted to go. His son said, we'll go fishing, and he said, well, I can't go, and I'll just sit on the porch. And he said, they gave him a rifle. Telescope on him. He said, if you see a deer, just shoot it, Okay. Because he used to go hunting, the fella. So anyway, he seen a deer while the suns were out. He only had months to live. And went, shot it. And all of a sudden, as it's lying down, it was shot, it gets up and runs away. And this fella appeared. He said, why did you do that? And he said, it's what we do. And he got talking to him. He said, every creature deserves to live, not to die by an act of violence. And how he described him, that he was tall, but he couldn't see him, really, because the sun was behind him, so he's just like a shadow. Couldn't see his face at anything. And he said, why are you sitting here? And he told him that he had this, he's dying, and he came with his sons. And he couldn't get down to the lake or wherever, the river, whatever, they were fishing. He said, I couldn't make it. He said, so I'll just sit here and enjoy myself. And the fella said, okay. Put his hands on his shoulder and said, I'm leaving now. And walked away. Just vanished. Gone. Still walked towards the sun, if you know what I mean. So he's just like a shadow. Just black. And when the sons come back from the fishing, look what we got. He said, did you use the rifle? And he told them the story. He said, but you know what? He said, I feel good within me. He said, I feel very good. He said, I feel as though I can do things. So anyway, when they got back, they had, after the weekend, and he still felt great. And he was actually doing some, as they call it, backyard stuff. We call it gardens, don't we? The garden. And he was doing some planting work, and his wife was saying, are you all right? So when he went to the hospital, he had an appointment a couple of days later in the week. They took the x-ray of him, and he was clear of the horrible disease, totally clear. Think about that. I'm going to show you something. Showed you this before. That's actually off the Titanic, though. And I've got it. And you go, well, why, you know, how come? What was it for? What it was for, it was for the likes of passengers, first class, obviously. And they gave them to these, to put on the cases, the luggage, to be right to their room without any going through any of that bang, you know, the Titanic. And people took them off the cases, you know, as souvenirs for when they landed. They just took them right off. And there was also little, they were in like, you know, in the suites on the ship as well, the Titanic. So when people survived the sinking, what had happened was people actually took them off, as I said, the cases. And when they had to put clothes on to go outside, because they were saying, listen, go outside, you need it on deck, and, you know, it's a call that we have to do. So we'll have to get all the passengers up. So all the first class passengers went up, and some with coats on, women with heavy coats, and they had these things in the pockets. And I got one. I've got one. But it's not so much from a survivor, though. There was a few left over from the making of them. How's that? Because I wonder if they'll pay for me tooth to get fixed. But, you know, that's the way it is. So what happened to the Titanic? We hope to show you it next week. Fingers crossed, keep your fingers crossed. Because the Titanic was one of the greatest maritime tragedies ever. Really was. As a passenger ship. I'm not talking about warships or anything. Excuse me. About passenger ship. Albeit there's been many tragedies at sea, but the Titanic was one of them. Now this film gives you an entirely different perspective. The film couldn't be filmed in here, in this country. They wanted to film in Liverpool, obviously. They wanted to film down the Strand, where the White Star building is today. You know, the Streaky Bacon building, where that is today. Because they wanted to show footage of thousands of people screaming at the people who was giving out the news about, excuse me, the disaster. And you do find, I was watching someone doing it the other day, these podcast fucking thing, not podcast, not like what I do or that other people do, but like the story of the Titanic, and he said, and it was the Southampton crew, because it's safe from Southampton, you see. And it fucking wasn't, it was a Liverpool crew. And picked. So, they do get things wrong. But anyway, what this story's about, and it was actually filmed in South Africa, because they couldn't film in America, because they never fucking got there anyway. But they couldn't film it in St. John's, which is in Canada. So they had to film everything in South Africa. And it's incredible. The footage that they've got is unbelievable. And footage, actually, that's been banned that you'll never ever see in any documentary. Proper footage, by the way. But I can't tell you too much. I don't want to spoil it. But there's footage when Bollard, the American explorer, when he went down in that one of those things. Well, he never went down. The camera went down, didn't it, filming it? And there's a certain part of it that's been banned, can never be shown. And it's on this. It's on the disc, which is here. So you see, there's lots and lots of things about the Titanic that it will surprise you. It's not all sensationalism, actually. It's just a plain, straightforward documentary. And it's absolutely amazing. And you see, very political as well. Politics come into it. Asquith, the British Prime Minister. He's in on it. See, as the title says, why they sank her. So you've got to ask the question, why? Why? They, who are they? What's the why and who are they? And sank her, why they sank her. So was it all a plan to sink the Titanic? Did it really, did John Smith deliberately run into the iceberg? Could they avoid it? Could they avoid it? What about the lookouts? One of the lookouts committed suicide. A few years later. Why did they get Lord Liverpool, who was never ever lost a case, put it that way. And he was ruthless. But he was on the side, shall I dare say, without giving anything away, the narrative. Then again, so who was to blame for this tragedy? What were the implications? What was the footage that had been banned? Well, there was a few footages that was banned, actually. And one of them is absolutely incredible footage, that is. And even before it set sail, you had a teacher, school teacher, and he was teaching the sciences and engineering. And he said, there's something wrong with this ship. There's something wrong with it. Because, you could go on the Titanic before the trials, and then after the trials. And he was going, it's different from the first one. So you've got his testimony. You've got a hell of a lot of testimony. It's incredible, honestly. And I just hope to have us ready for next week. We're working hard on it. Having said that, I shouldn't be saying this really, but we'll be taking pictures. If we can't allow it, we'll take pictures of it to show. But you'll have to listen to me, unfortunately, rather than the person who introduces it. So you'll have to listen to me, along with the pictures that'll be shown. Incredible, honestly. I just hope that we'll be able to show it, because it's well worth a look, and you will go, whoa, guaranteed. Guaranteed you'll go, whoa. And what you'll say as well is, I can't believe that. I cannot believe it. But it's the banned footage that will blow your mind. Blind. I'm telling you, people are blind to things. Just like what Shakespeare said. And honestly, I'd really like to talk together in person. Would you? Oh, anytime, Johnny. Anytime, sweetheart. And Bella, live a bird, you're right. I like that. And the live a bird, Frank, we should all meet up at Home Baked from time to time. We could all sit outside in the back and they'd bring us tea and butties or pies. I'll have a go at that. It'll have to be a nice day. I hate rain. Cloud. Fucking fed up wearing this thing. That'd be nice, that though, live. And we can all meet up. And Ali, Romania is a beautiful country, but not much Bucharest, Franco. North Romania is very beautiful if you like real virgin nature. There are a lot. He was going to say something else. There are a lot of English people who live there with their families. And Karma Chameleon. My husband used to work at Radio Merseyside. Says he knows you and Anthony. Where is Anthony? Don't know. I haven't seen him. He hasn't been in touch with me, unfortunately. So if you can't get in touch with me, well, there's not like him, do. Carmen Chameleon. So, who is your husband? Let me know. Might know. So let me know, Carmen, who your husband is that used to work at Radio Merseyside. And Tony says, I heard there was a fire at Liverpool Catholic Cathedral today. No, nothing about it. No, nothing about that, Tony. That's news to me. Graduated there. Graduated there. Graduated in the Anglican. Graduated in the Philharmonic. Nice places. The quiet one. Was an income tax introduced in the late 1700s to fund the... You're the man. Very good. Yeah, it was. Oh, time it was abolished. No. Thing is, we're still paying a loophole for the Second World War. Did you know that? Taxes. There's a loophole. And we're still fucking paying it. They've been paying it for years. People who are working today are paying a loophole for the Second World War. And the Second World War's finished, 1945. That fella named Trump, he's an American, and he said that they won the war. So it must be right, mustn't it, that this fella named Trump and the Americans won the war. I always thought that they'd never won a war. Honestly. They couldn't beat the Afghans. They used to go to war on fucking banks. And they won the war. Fuck's sake. Xabi Alonso. Yeah, say is Xabi. See, told you. He's coming here. And he's here at our show. It should not matter what religion those injured at Golders Green were. It was attempted murder carried out by the perpetrator in the name of a pure hatred and evil. You're right. Any attempted murder on anybody. And repeat, there are 49k knife attacks in the UK per year. All are terrible. But it's terrible to act like it only matters when it happens to a particular set of people. Says Rapath. Yes. And Xabi says, as Chief Rabbi Ephraim Mervis stated yesterday, words we should all heed. We are witnessing the normalization of anti-Semitism, and it has not been taken seriously enough. Well, what about the racism in Gaza? Did he mention that, the Chief Rabbi? There's anti-Semitism and there's racism as well. Did he mention anything like that? Or the atrocities being carried out, Xabi? I don't like violence of any kind. But if it came to me, they fucking get it back. I've always been like that. So the likes of wars, I hate wars. I'm a pacifist. That's why when I talk about wars, I always bring up the First World War, because that was a total war of attrition. And then you had the propaganda, and the propaganda of everything. But you've always had propaganda. You've had propaganda for centuries. Centuries you've had propaganda. Especially in wartime. The likes of the Romans used propaganda. So you see, what is propaganda? Propaganda is total BS. And my old professor says you've got to break down the barriers of propaganda to get to the wall that says truth. And I've always balanced things out, Jabby. Always. Anyone can label anyone anything, like anti-Semitic, if you speak out. Oh, you're anti-Semitic. You see? Or if you speak out against, oh, you're a racist. Oh, you're an Islamophobic. Oh, you're a Russophobe. Oh, there's all phobias. And there's all labels to connect anyone with anything that they're saying something. And the pastor, don't this your channel, Frank. We know who we can talk about. It's shocking we can say that in this day and age, but we can't. There you go. So we don't know what the truth is, do we, really? So my old professor who said you break down the barriers of propaganda until you come to the wall that's got the truth, just the truth. And then you go through that wall, and there lies the truth. It's like anything, You've got the likes of dare I say these people who say, oh no, they never landed on the moon, but you get other people saying they did. There's all the proof there. All the proof is there. They landed on the moon. Then you've got, well, why couldn't we see the stars if they landed on the moon? Because you look at the vastness of space and it's black. It's black from the outside of Earth. Until you get out, and then you've got the telescopes that bring in the stars because they've got special filters. You had that Artemis who went around the Earth and they're saying, oh, hang on a minute, Artemis 2, that is. They never went around because they were showing out the portholes there were stars. How come there were stars? Whereas on our previous space trips, you couldn't see stars. But as I just said, you have special filters now. So again, you say, so is the propaganda or is it conspiracy theory? It's so easy to pronounce conspiracy theories. You're a conspiracy theorist if you say something. You go, well, I don't believe it. I don't believe it that something happened. You're a conspiracy theorist. They say so. There's labels for everything. And as Leo Tolstoy said, history would be a wonderful thing if it was true. And what he's talking about is propaganda. Propaganda. Like my old professor said, break down the barriers of propaganda and you come to the truth of the matter. And Ali says, well, boys, Khazar Jews, in brackets, Muslim Russians, and Zionist Jews are in a war. Always they shared the world. Well, there's a new world order, isn't it, that people want. And Phil, Shankly was amazing. Greatest man. The greatest man. Greatest man. For you. They play for you. After underdone them, they're playing for you. What a speech that was. And the Pat. Ms. Rachel, the children's presenter, said children shouldn't be harmed and cried for them poor babies. The little hats named her anti-Semite of the year for that. Yay. Jay Curtis. Hiya, Jay. Hiya, Jay, mate. First time that followed you as a historian, Frank. Now, as your love for LFC. Keep shining, Frank. Brilliant, mate. Always. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jay. Really mean that. Thank you. Big Red. I'll tell you something, Jay, if you're still with us. I had an ambition. And in 1977, the ambition was fulfilled, but more. I wanted to see the Colosseum in Rome. And I finally got to see it. I couldn't believe it. And my other ambition was just to get to a European final. But I'm talking European Cup because under the Shanks, we won the UEFA Cup, remember? But to a European Cup final, the daddy of them all. I just wanted to get to that final. And boy, did we. And we won it. That was the greatest ambition ever achieved for me. And I've been to lots of finals since. Some joyous, some heartbreaking. Mr. B. Good evening, Franco Baresi. Good evening, Mr. B. It's no coincidence that Salah has fell off and Slot is looking poor, says Edward. I think it's because of Slot, to be honest. Salah didn't fall off. That's misinformation. He's being poorly managed in a feigning team. Yeah, failing team. Feigning. Yeah, they are feigning. That's a cracking word, that. Edward. Salah is 33 now and all the players come to an end. Yeah, but he's fitter than Milner when he was 33. He's fitter, well fitter than him. And he's still playing and he's fucking 40. Something went on, I'm telling you. Slot. You can't just become overnight. He was only a matter of a couple of months before the end of the season and the start of the season. And on his first day back in the game, and when he scored, he broke a record, the only player ever to start every season in the opening game for his club and scored. The only player ever to do it. So you see. Salah made Slot look better than he. Yes, Edward. Yes. 100% agree. And Edward said, I watched the Titanic film in Crosby Plaza with my stepmom and stepbrother a long time ago. The best Titanic film was A Night to Remember, British film. That was a great film, though. Kenneth Moore, great actor. And The Quiet One. Slot has turned world-class players into dross and doesn't know how to get the best out of the new signings. Brilliant. Have you read John Ames' book, Titanic? The Great Deception. Brilliant. I haven't, but honestly, The Quiet One. Wait till next week. And if we can't show it, you'll have to follow my narration with pictures. And Hamer's Great Deception. Tell you now. It's incredible. This season without Sabozzo, Sobo, we were ninth now. Yes. You're right there, mate. And Poet says, my nan's brother was on the Russian convoys to Murmansk and Archangel during the war. He was proud to his dying day that he helped the Russian people in some small. Brilliant. See, people have forgotten. I forget the name of the ship. It's gone from me. A convoy, bringing their food and materials to Russia, and they were going through the Baltic, and there was a terrible weather, waves 30 foot high and whatever. Anyway, they were going through, and there was a couple of lads on deck, and they were doing something on deck, and they were swept overboard. And another convoy, they were going through a very icy, freezing temperatures, dropped to minus stupidity, to be honest. And they found them, two fellas, frozen to death. They froze to death. That's what you don't hear about these merchant seamen. And Archangel, long before Liverpool put up a memorial to the lads that on them convoys, they had, still there today in Archangel, Russia, they had, or they still have, names of every sailor that was killed, merchant seaman, that is, British. And not many people know about that. Excuse me. Just shows you, doesn't it? Rapat. You don't have your best season. If you don't have your best season and then have your worst season the next year because you fell off, mate. I know he's been an easy scapegoat before people figure that slot out, but enough is enough. Enough's enough. Yes. It's impossible to fall off. And Edwards to the pass. Salah had slot last season and got record goals and assists. Yes, he wouldn't have won the league without him. And the part in Klopp's team using Klopp's style. Yes. Then Slot began making his changes and employing his tactics. Now you have a fan base revolting and all the players leaving. Salah, Robbo, Van Dijk, Diaz, Nunes, Kelleher. I was watching, it was only highlights of the two Chelsea games, two Chelsea finals. One, the FA Cup final when we beat them on penalties. This was when Chelsea were a very good side, by the way, but we were fucking better. And the Carabao Cup final when we beat them on penalties. Remember the Carabao Cup final when Kelleher played in every game? Kelleher. Right into the final, and he won us. He actually won us the cup because Klepper, whatever his fucking name was, the goalkeeper, he was went in to save penalties, never saved one, and he blasted over the bar when it went to I think 10 each, 11 each, or something stupid like that. And he kicked it over the bar. And we won the Carabao Cup, and you had the Greek Scousers in you winning the penalty shootout to win us the FA Cup. That's what you call. And I was looking at Diaz in those two games. He was outstanding. He beat about 2-3 players and he hit it. And it hit the post. So unlucky. And that's what kind of a player he was. Diaz. Nunes. Fucking hell. He pressed. And you know what? He had a terrific shot on him, He has a terrific shot on. And Edward, Salah, Robbo aren't going to stay forever. No, Edward, no. No, but I'm being honest here. I'd love Salah and Robertson to stay at Liverpool until the final day and then go in the backroom staff. Because the sloop man, he's fucking useless and he won't be there anyway. But wouldn't it be amazing to see him working alongside a great manager? The backroom staff, learning those kids. Don't you think he's had words with... What game was it? But little Rio was coming on, and you see him at the side of the pitch talking to him, and going like that. Don't you think Rio was listening to Salah? Don't you think Salah's been giving these kids advice? Because I think they've been given advice. Honestly. Yeah. I'd love Virgil to stay as well. Backroom. Is that you, man? Fucking hell. Edmund. So that, you don't have to come back to that, dude. Oh, come on, he's joking. Don't need one. It's like saying we are all gonna die. So stop typing. It's true, but removes the meaning of it. The meaning of it all. They had 2 to 3 seasons left top flight that we need. Yeah, I agree. I only said that to me mate today. I only said it to Francine as well yesterday. I said, Salah's got a great 2 years left in him. Robertson's got, but I'd have Robert. He's Liverpool through and through, that lad. He's a Glaswegian, and Glaswegians are very like Scousers. And to be honest, he'd be made up just here. Just here. He'd love to work at Liverpool Football Club. But I'd keep those lads. Definitely. And the T-shirts, can't wait to see the Titanic programme. What night is it on, Frank? Hopefully next Friday. You know, when it's raining and no one wants to go out and things like that. They had to sit in with Frank. Sure, come on, boys. And the poet says, can't wait for honestly, it's one of the most, I've never known anything like it. I really haven't. I seen it years ago. You know, it's an incredible documentary. Can't wait for this Titanic thing, says the poet. You will see it or whatever. But honestly, you will find out about it. The footage, fuck, it's incredible. And you know it's real. You know it's real. Oh, yeah, there was a bad fire. Yeah, you mentioned that, Tony, before at the Catholic Cathedral, yeah. I don't know how bad it is, to be honest. I haven't a clue. It's the first I've heard. And Phil says a Navy ship was prepared to be used to test missiles. It had to be fully loaded with all of its equipment to see the effectiveness of the weapons. It was prepared in Camelids. Oh, go away. Go away. I hope Starmer realises that a super weapon here on us would wipe us out. Ciao Francesco says Forza Juve. Are you Forza? Ciao. Come sta? Come sta, amico mio? And Phil. Off it went and was blown to bits and sunk. Oh, so it's not now. However, the Royal Navy crew and ship workers had stripped every bit of metal, brass, copper they could and sold it as scrap. The ship was only a shell. I thought you were going to talk about the thesis. There, Phil. And the Ministry of Defence must have thought the missiles were amazing. The financiers win every war. Yes. And GT Talk Juve. Tutto calcio, reid, yeah, a football. Forza Rosario. Forza Rosario. There's all Italians on. There's all Italians on. Roma lover. TC raid. I love the Italian flag, by the way. My mum used to have one. The Italian flag. Forza Juve. Big up, says Edward. Forza. TC raid. What's the raid? The great Maldini. Paolo Maldini. The greatest, one of the greatest players to grace a pitch in any stadium, whether it's for club or country. Maldini. Tutto Calcio Pod. Tutto Calcio Pod. Ciao. Ciao Calcio Pod. Big up, Frank. Hope you're well. Got to get you for a preview next season if Liverpool play an Italian. Yeah, absolutely. That'll be great, that. Get me anytime. Come on here now if you want. Not now, but if you want me to get Jason to send you a link, I'll have you on. Talk about Serie A. Talk about the Azzurri. Because the Azzurri has, it's failed in so many ways. And I mentioned this a while back, that because of the grassroots being neglected, because the big clubs were buying all the foreign players, and it was neglecting the grassroots of Italian football, Italiani Calcio. Mr. B, have we stopped giving Ukraine money yet? No. And it's shocking. And there's King Charles. Oh, yeah, so you must give Ukraine. We got to stop them, them Russians. Fucking hell. He's following the American narrative. He's following it. Exactly, Frank. Thanks for the new Italian guys. Yeah, of course. My mum once battered two of my brothers for fighting while shouting, "I bloody hate violence." She battered them. Yeah, Carmen. Can't give you much such information online. You know that. Suffice to say, colourful. Yes. Yes, Carmen Chameleon. Is that why you said to me, "I know you"? That time. And Tutto Calcio Pod. Big up, chat. Big up the chat. And Tutto, smash the likes up. Do us a favour, Tutto. Why's on your and your mates? why don't you subscribe? Get me algorithm up there. I think I'm the only one who supports the, English pod that supports the Azori. I've always have done. I don't support England. Never have done from a young boy. It's always been the Azori. Italiano Squadra. Always, sempre. And the live bird. The trouble with religious leaders is they often have double standards. They all talk about loving their neighbours, but they seem happy to destroy their homes and lives. I've lectured about the Irish, and the famines. There were 6 famines, in Ireland, not just the 1845 one. The first one was when it was Sir Humphrey Gilbert who went over in 1566 in order to scorch the land. That was the very first famine. So you see, when you get people like that and given the blessing to destroy people, it's just like that poem I mentioned a while back, Anthem for Doomed Youth by Wilfred Owen. The first 2 lines were passing bells for these who die as cattle. And these people are going out and, getting blessed. And the bells are going while they're going out to slaughter. I wish I could put my hands on it, but I can't. Is that it? Yeah. Prove it now. Bear with me on this. We hope we can get it right away. Yeah? Did I? Oh, okay. Just bear with me on this, please. I'll get it. I'll get it. And it's a shame, really, if I don't find it, because this is the Liverpool Pals. There we are. I'm good, aren't I? Just bear with me on this. I've got to take this off. That's the lovely liver bird. So I'll know where I am. Oh, fuck's sake. The camera. Hang on, where am I? They're all the lads. See the priests giving the blessing to all the lads there. That's the Liverpool Pals. That's the Liverpool Pals on the eve of the first Battle of the Somme. The first Battle of the Somme. And they were wiped out in the first 2 hours. The next day, again, we're passing bells for these who die as cattle. That's war for you. But you're right there, Liver. That's a good shout, that, sweetheart. And Ali, big up, bro. Ragazzi. That means boys. And the Pat. Is your mum American, Phil? Just joking. That's lovely. I love you letting on to one another, A propaganda, any leftist politics or masters in propaganda hate it. I love real people who speak their mind. We all do, Ali. We all do. And for to you, they say, Fry, you got to do a reaction video on Toto Calcio. These guys are absolutely hilarious. Can you imagine? I think I tell you, I'm not being funny against our Italian friends and or Italiano amici. Not, I'm not being funny, but I can imagine how they feel about the national side because I feel bad for them. I feel bad because I always want the Azzurri to do well in everything. But I will Forza. Definitely. The great Maldini. Frank, what are your thoughts on the scandal in Italy with the refs? That's a huge problem. They've always had a huge problem, great Maldini. They've always had it. Remember Paolo Rossi? When he was banned for... he was great, Paolo. When he scored the hat-trick, remember? In the final, World Cup final. And he was banned for, fixing or whatever it was. Betting. I forget what it was now. So there's always been a problem. I was in a documentary about Liverpool, Maldini. And it was about when Liverpool played Inter Milan in 1965 here at Anfield. And it was in the semi-finals of the European Cup. We beat Inter here. I always remember my uncle, when we were going, he brought me up because only, a kid. And he says, watch out for Sandro Mazzola. I said, who's he? He says, one of the greatest players you're ever likely to see. And I went, so, okay. I couldn't hardly see the match. But anyway, Liverpool won 3-1. Who scored that one goal for Inter? It was Sandro Mazzola. And he was a great, great player. I didn't, at the time. Then you read up and you see, it was unbelievable. Sandro Mazzola. He was the darling of Italian football. And that documentary was about the bribes the referee had to knock Liverpool out at the San Siro. Fuck. So it's always been there. And the Xabi says, worrying given the current climate for the current IRGC ambassador to Britain this week, urging British Iranians to sign up for martyrdom. Disgraceful, this being ignored by the mainstream media and this government. The government's useless, to be honest, Xabi. It really is, Starmer. Really is, mate. And they get bro, Tutti Calcio, our best pod to watch, man. They are the funniest new. Well, put it up. Let me know what it is. I can't find it, you see. Please put it up. Like how to get there so I can go onto it and see what it's all about. Please. They are the funniest new Italian banter panel in the Serie A community. Forza Roma. Forza Roma. I remember Fabio Capello at Anfield when we played Roma back in 2001. Great game. Great game. Roman invasion, AD 77. AD 43. Vespasian. He led. No, he didn't. It was Aulus Plautius. Vespasian was one of the great generals during the Claudian invasion. I used to lecture about it. And it was only to give Claudius, because he wasn't a general or anything, and the Roman people, they only wanted generals to become leaders, emperors, because they will protect Rome. Anyone else, not a soldier, it was war, hang on, we don't want that. So they had an invasion, the Claudian invasion. AD 42. Yeah, AD 42, not 3. And it was to give him a title of being a great leader to take on a country and to cross a river, because rivers at the time were deemed evil, with evil demons in it. There's lots to it, lots. And Steve Malone, I haven't researched all that much about the missing scientists. Yeah, it's shocking. It's shocking what's happening. Wish you could come up next week and see me, Steve. And we'll have a sit down and have a chat. I get no visitors. And Roma lover. Bro, Great Maldini, 100%, Tutto. Are underrated, and they've only just started. I'd love to have a go at that. I'd love to have a go at it. And Phil Yabi. It was featured in SM News yesterday evening. I don't read I really don't, because of the propaganda and all these stupid stories that they give out. I will not read them. I ignore them completely. And Ali says to the guy, what's your opinion about Shiva? I am Romanian. The Inter, right? And G-Talks Juve. Grande Frank, you got to do a reaction live on Toto Alci. Oh, is that what it's called? All football. Okay. I'll go on that. I'll get it down and I'll get on it, see what it's all about. Not tonight, but I will have a go tomorrow, see what it's about, because there'll be recordings, won't they? They are such a good Serie A banter show. Only started recently and grew a lot and have big things coming so good. I support Inter, and Napoli because of the family. Napoli. Oh, my little family came from there. On my mum's side, that is. My mum, Nono, Zio, Tutti. And poor Keenan, we have lost too many players to recent transfers. What's going on? Paul, it's been shocking, mate. It really is. And what's going on? Great Maldini. Giroud's being underrated for Inter, but I also feel like the other clubs in Serie A aren't that good enough in terms of squad depth and quality. That's why Inter are top of the league. Yeah, Napoli, they won, didn't they, the other night? Who was it against? I forget who it was against. Cremonese, was it? 4-0. Oh, what was it? I watched it. Forget. Slots on my mind too much. We watched the PSG stroke buying game, says the lovely live bird, the other night, and Diaz was live. Oh, mamma mia. Outstanding. What a loss. My lad said he wanted to go to Germany. No, I said probably to get away from sluts. No, he wanted to rise. I've said this loads of times live, even before he went. I said it. I'm saying it on my pod. He wants to rise. That's all he wants. Never mind taking any notice of what's being said. That's so that they can sell him. They wouldn't get, because he'd bring in the most money. Him and Nunes. And they did. They brought in the most money to buy the players that we bought in the summer. Probably to get away from Slot. It's the polar bear. The guy who's pretending to be Xabi Alonso is spouting Zionist talking points. Yeah, well, he said that, didn't he, about some rabbi. And, so I gathered that. That's why I said, I said to the mention about what's going on in Gaza. Couldn't be any fair. I didn't want to, as I've been told, don't get banned. I was nearly banned, wasn't I, as well? But you're right there, Polar Bear, sorry. I had hopes that Robbo would be our captain, says the live bird. It's a shame. It's a shame. I had hopes of either, Trent being a captain one day. I had hopes of Curtis Jones. Because they've got this, I always say about the Scouse mentality. Honestly. But you're always as a jock, as they say, in the Liverpool team. You had Souness, great captain. Alan Hansen, great captain. And look at, you've only got to look at Kenny Dalglish, haven't you? Player manager. The only player manager to do a double. And he nearly has a back-to-back double. Nearly. Following season. And the great Maldini to the live bird. What a response. And the Xabi says, Phil, saying that the ambassador was summoned over a social media post shame they haven't invested in the time to explore the 36,500 innocent people massacred by this dying regime and its militias. The 36,500, who's that? Shabby. Who's the 36 innocents? Can you let me know, please? It's not the Gazans, is it? Because if you mentioned like 80,000. Great Maldini, Shivu is super pro. He always was the same. He will be a great manager, I bet. But Juve nowadays, Juve is like Chelsea in the PL. Old lady. Slot's got not getting us like the old lady as well. Listen, I'm going right now. I'll be finishing soon. Edward, sorry, Frank. What are you sorry for? Don't ever be sorry to me, honestly. I don't know what you're saying. You're sorry. No need to be sorry, Edward. You're a good man. Franco, once we all need to meet in Liverpool and go for a drink until we fell under the table and go to the game. I never drink before a game. And the great Maldini to the alley. I think Juve will be back next season. They got a really good manager. Well, if you're looking at the great Maldini, what teams you support will be AC Milan. Atcha. Oh, yeah. See. Hopefully, my Milan gets back, but I don't trust our management. AC, great side when you're at the likes of Nesta Maldini. Oh. When we played in Istanbul, Gennaro Gattuso, Pirlo, Clarence Seedorf. Whoa. And the pat. Sorry to throw back to footy, but chat's being read now. I agree, Frank. Robbo backroom staff, the lessons young players learn watching Salah's work ethic, first to training, last to finish, no partying. Bang on. Bang on. There you go. You should have known that, Ali. The great Maldini, there's only one team he'd support, and that's the AC, the Accia. Milan. Yeah, Italy needs to start changing their old-fashioned football. Catenaccio. They need to start playing more offensive football. You cannot defend in 2026. And the great Maldini agrees. Agree with you, bro. I had lovely Marcella and Bella are leaving. Buonanotte, Frank. From Mum and Marcella. Good night, everyone. Good night. They've well gone, haven't they? fuck. There's me mate. David's rested. The Undertakers whenever he was, certainly do. Look, I'm going to finish off. I'll have to. There's the live. She's going. Thanks for another fantastic evening. Just took the dog out. Into the garden along with you and all the chatters. Sleep well, everyone. Dream nicely. Good night, Liva Bert. You're a good lady. Good night, Liva. Listen, I'm going to finish on this from the Liva Bert. Thank you so much for staying with me tonight. I've been very tired. Went to the dentist and they were poking around my mouth, giving me horrible prices. So I might have to keep the tooth out. It's incredible. Johnny, our little Johnny. Good night to you all and Frank. It's that kiss from me, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. A kiss back from me. And Edward to Mick Gonzo. Oh, have I missed Mick? I used to go to the 5 on Wood Street many years ago. Wood Street. I fell there and banged me fucking eye. Can you see it? I don't know what I can't coordinations. No, this one here. Fucking big scar I've got. Still got it. Fell on the cobblestones. Night, Frank and chat. Are you on tomorrow morning? Yeah, I'm on tomorrow. There's a couple of films you've got to watch. A must watch. Fantastic, they are. Good night, everybody. See you next time, says Ali from Romania. Edwards. See you, Frank and chat. Oh, I missed Mick Gonzo. The Arena 2 on Concert Square. I don't know. Phil. Good show. Good electric chats. Good night. Yes, these are all good. Even our Italian lads. And on that note, I've just got to say I'm going. And to our wonderful Italians, mille grazie tutti. Mille grazie. And I'll see some of you tomorrow morning. See most of you on the watch along against United on Sunday. Should be fun. The quiet one. Night, Frank, ladies and gents. Not nice. I'm going now. See you, quiet one, says Edward. Good night, people. Hope to see some of you tomorrow. And I hope to see some of you on Sunday for the watch along. Ciao, everybody. Thank you.